So let's take a look at creating some simple patterns, starting with circular and rectangular. Come over to the box command, and just out on this reference plane, I'm going to lock to the axis, 200, tab, 200, enter, enter. I'm just going to push that down, say 11, and draw a circle on this top face here. And just anywhere, just up in this corner. Let's make that 15. I'm going to grab the region and drop that through. And now, let me turn off the PMI dimensions to the block. Now I'll come over to cut out one, which is the hole. You see it highlights there. So I'll identify cut out one, and come over to the pattern command, and I'm going to pull down on circular. Well, let's just put it right at the center of the axis there, and I might have to rotate that to get the right axis, and there it is. So I've got 12 right now, maybe I'll do 15, and I'll just accept and hit escape. Now if this pattern's a little close to the center, I can come and grab the dimension here and say I'm going to pull that in. It's 173. Let's just change it to 144 or something smaller. I can also identify this pattern over in the Pathfinder and come and identify on the pattern now. And I can modify this. I can modify the count. Let's just change it to 11. I could move this pattern around if I like, just push it over to a corner or the side. So that's how you access it. Simply just come over to the pattern command, and that's how you change the number. Let's just back up out of this one, back to our simple hole there, and I'll come out again to cut out, grab the hole, and then come over to rectangular pattern. And it has a square there, and I can just pull this square out and just pull it out somewhere to fill up the area there. I'll just identify that. So right now it's on 6 by 4, and maybe I'd like 4 by 4 to start. And I'll accept that, enter. And again, if I want to move that around, you can just move the whole pattern around. I'll hit escape. Or you could come back to the original hole, this original cutout, and see that size of that original hole is 15. I'll identify that. If I want to change it to 8, that'll change all the holes by coming back to the original. And I could dimension to that hole. If I wanted to, I could just come over to here, because this is what's controlling this. I get an edge here. So I could roll that out. Right now, that's rolling out the part, and I don't really want to do that. If I flip the arrow around the smart dimension right there and roll that around, now it's moving the whole pattern. It's just a little thing to pay attention to. So let's just jump out of there, come back to our pattern, and this time I'm going to identify the pattern from Pathfinder, and again it highlights over here. So if I click on the pattern, and I can change the length or the size of the pattern. It's 126. Let's make that 140. Click on that again. I should have stayed in there. Click on this one and change it to 140. If I want to change the amount of holes, come back and change that to 6, 7. So that adds all those holes. Let's come back over to the pattern command, identify, and if I'm just on the pattern, you're going to get some different information here. But when I come over and click on the pattern, so I'm going to click on this again, and I've got lots of options to add to the pattern, suppress. So let's just look at one example here, suppress instance. So if I click on suppress instant and say I'd like to turn these off, so I'm just clicking on the green balls, and I can turn those 4 off. So I'll say accept and accept. I'll hit escape And now it's suppressed those instances in the middle. So that's just a quick look at circular and rectangular patterns.